times to make it a vertical live stream or a horizontal live stream, and it just like will not cooperate with me. So sorry about that. But I'm in my garage right now. I'm filming a vlog. I don't know if you watched. You may not care, but I did we did a moving vlog like a month or two ago, I think around Christmas time. And one of the areas I did not get to finish was my garage. So I've been working on a vlog slowly of that. I've just finished building this workbench, and so right now I'm doing some laser engraving testing. I've been organizing it, so I just figured I'd have some of you, why not do a live stream as I'm filming the vlog, and some of you guys hopping in. Awais, I feel like you're always like number one, Awais. Good to see you guys. What's up? What's up? What's up, Brian? Oh no, what did you do? Nothing. Man cave here in my garage. Yeah, I've been working on my garage. I just finished building this table. I'm very proud of it, and I have not a whole lot of people to share it with. If you're just now tuning in, I'm working on another vlog of like fixing up the garage, making it kind of man cave-ish. I got to finish painting this. I'm going to be painting the whole thing. Not all today. It's been kind of a process, but like what has taken up a bulk of the vlog so far has me been building this table. I built that. Can you believe that? That's crazy. And so right now I'm doing the final touches of it, trying to get this. I'm doing a test laser engraving right now, and just to see if I can get it the way that I want it to look. And then when that's done, if I like it, I'm going to do it on the actual table itself. So I'm just working on my garage, and figured I'd answer a few questions if any of you guys had any. Hello from Texas. Aren't you a Supernatural fan? I am. I got to like season 9 or something like that. I'm going to, sorry if you're going to get some weird angles on me here. I'm going to try and put this on a little adapter. But here's my garage and my laser thingy going on over there. Ow, dang it. Sorry, guys. Oh, hitting buttons. Sorry, guys. Sorry about the weird angles. Yeah, come on. Come on. There we go. Can't wait for this to fall right out. And then, I'm going to have to change the orientation because this stupid thing won't. I tried making it horizontal. Sorry, everyone, and it just would not cooperate with me. But luckily, this tripod can do this number. How about that? Isn't that sweet? I figured it would be a good time to do a Q&A as well. How's it going, everyone? You got to show Matt Inside Out 1 and 2. We talked about it, actually. I think we were going to do it. So Matt and I filmed one movie yesterday. We were going to try to do 3, but Fox got sick, and so I had to leave after the first one. But we were going to do the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, and I think we were going to try and do, I don't know what the third one was going to be. And Godzilla -1, I think were the 2 we were going to film yesterday. So next time we can get together, it'll probably be one of those 2. If this catches fire behind me, please let me know. Big fan of the reaction content and the vlogs. I'm a film student over in the UK and love your short film stuff. Is there more to come? Yeah, well, I'm always working on stuff. Right now, I've been trying to crowdfund a Christian project, so I haven't been advertising it a ton on the main channel. A little bit. I did a community post, and we raised like pledged, I should say, about $6,500. But the actual budget for the project was around 30 grand, which is huge. And it was always going to be a long shot. But just the fact that I had enough people pledge $6,500 is insane. And if you don't raise the entire amount, nobody's charged or anything. So it looks like it was a attempted project that I have like 6 or 7 hours left on it. That's not what this live stream is for. Just since you brought it up, as far as like what stuff I'm working on aside from this. Let's see, I missed a couple. I hate that this is in vertical. I really do. Been watching Joshua Paul. Been around since my friend watches Star Wars for the first time. Big fan. Just got Matt's books and sold him mine as well. Love you guys. Well, that's very, very cool. Yeah, Matt worked very, very hard on that. I've heard Severance is really, really good. Haunted Adams, but I have not checked it out yet. This should be done. I'm getting close to being finished. I know you can't see my computer. When are we getting The Punisher? So we've filmed. We're caught up on Dexter Original Sin, and I think we're going to do the route that we did Fallout in. It's good for patrons. It kind of sucks for everyone else because there's a waiting period, but I think we're going to get them all edited, which takes a lot of time, and then release them one a day. I think that kind of feels better for a subscriber instead of waiting like once a week. But it just takes a lot. It's basically 2 episodes is equal to like a movie length, and it's just a lot of time to edit that. When's the next arcade episode? Yeah, so we've been doing Arcane on Patreon. It's a Patreon exclusive. The first episode's free if you're interested. But the next episode should be this weekend. Again, we got a little behind. We had a couple other things going on just in our familial stuff. But so yeah, Arcane should be coming up soon. Is there a chance Jen and I react to K-dramas? Maybe Korean dramas. Maybe we've done. We've been watching some more Korean TV in general, and we've been enjoying all that. Aside from Squid Game, so we've done 3 episodes of Squid Game. None of them have been edited. No, that's not true. The first 2 episodes have been edited, just not posted yet. And we're same thing with Dexter. We're gonna probably get it all edited and finished. I'm gonna go check on my laser real quick. Give me a minute, guys. Oh yeah, you betcha. There we go. Now that's looking mighty fine right there. If I do say so myself. Oh, you can't see. There's a laser engraver going on right there. So we're gonna get that looking real nice and good. Make sure everyone's happy with it and be done with the table. It took me freaking forever. That'll be a part of the vlog. You can see it. Matt came out to help me, and just was skateboarding the whole time while I was trying to work. So you'll enjoy that, I'm sure. I might even go a little smaller on this. All right, it looks like we're finished. Let's come take a look. I can just bring this over to you, I suppose. So this is just one pass. I'm at 12%, 12.5% power. This is me testing out some different, but the whole thing, oh man, it's flipped for you. That sucks. Oh, my shirt is flipped. The whole thing is flipped. Sorry guys. Anyways, so it'll say, I know it's backwards for you because it's a stupid phone. But yeah, so I finished building this table, and I'm just going to laser engrave that. I do like that a lot. I think that looks good. It actually might still be too much power. So I want just a light line, just a very light. I don't need anything crazy. We're gonna do 2 passes. I'm gonna go down to 7.5% power. I think we're gonna be golden, good to go. And since I'm filming a vlog, don't mind me, I'm actually gonna film the vlog as well, or a portion of the vlog. So make sure you come and you see yourself in the vlog when it's done. It's probably gonna take a while. Still, I got a lot of work to do in here. Holden, do 7% power, multiple passes. Good idea. So I'm at 7.5%. I don't obviously know this is probably much as you guys. I'm gonna do 3 passes, 7%. What do you recommend on speed? Because I'm guessing you know a lot more about that than I do. I'm at currently 900 millimeters per meter. Is that what that is? I don't know. It's at 900. The power of the sun in the palm of my hands. Okay. Can you finish reacting to How to Train Your Dragon series with the workout guy? Yeah, if we can definitely do more time. Daima has been amazing, and I highly suggest it. Dylan, yeah. So I started watching back when it was first airing or being first posted on Hulu. I watched about half of the first episode in Japanese, and then I was like, you know, I should probably react to this. I don't think Jen would react to that. I don't think it would be appropriate for her to react to that because there's all kinds of context and things that are just, you know, would be lost at that point. And so I was thinking about just doing some reactions to that because I really wanted to watch it myself. And then they announced that the English dub was coming out, and I think it has been coming out. So Arcane soon. Sorry about that. Have you ever written any projects with completely original stuff, or just stuff like fan projects or Star Wars? Curious because your Star Wars stuff has been awesome. Thank you. I've written original projects. The problem is, and this isn't so much a problem as it is just sort of the state of industry, the state of what people want to see, is that a lot of the times original projects nobody cares about original work or, you know, original stories or things like that. They want to see more Batman stuff or more Spider-Man stuff. So I really produce or try to make both, but I know that the fan stuff will perform better. But yeah, I've written several things that are finished writing them, that are original stuff, and maybe down the line I'll get to make something like that. And, you know, when I get 50 views, you know, maybe you'll be one of those views. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. I've got 2 conventions coming up, one in Washington D.C. and one in Richmond, Virginia, GalaxyCon. I think you and Jen went to the no show. Oh, sorry. I did not mean to delete your message. That's my bad. Gosh, I hate this stinking thing on the phone. Okay, I read it. Yeah. So Galaxy, we went to Fan Expo and we've been talking with some of the people that are running Fan Expo about trying to be a part of it, like in an actual like official capacity. Sorry for deleting your message. That was my bad because I hate the stupid thing. But yeah, so we would love to be able to be a part of like the actual convention, like officially, and then we could travel and meet a bunch of you guys. So you guys make the workday tolerable with your videos. Thank you, Jiggle. Appreciate that. Indiana Jones 5, and hopefully soon. We also are slated to film the next Mission Impossible in a week or so. Since you're in the garage, you guys doing Cars 2 and 3? Cars 2 should be out tomorrow. Holden, it's been a while, but back in October I started watching Dragon Ball for the first time. Joke and Jake. Last week I just finished watching the superhero movie. Perfect Cell is by far my favorite character. I'm curious about how far you're in, like if you've seen the Majin Buu stuff. October, I feel like you'd have to, also, how many movies have you watched so far? It's like October, there's a lot. I mean, it would take like, I don't know how many weeks to just like nonstop watching it to get caught up. That's why I'm kind of like intimidated by something. Or even One Piece, I hear, is pretty long. Tips for editing so fast. Not sure what you mean by that. But tips for editing, learn something called J cuts and L cuts. They can make a huge difference in something feeling amateurish and something feeling professional. It's a very small, very minute thing. Halo 2, yes, we are hoping to do Halo 2 as well. There's a lot of stuff obviously on our docket. I've heard Severance is good. Am I going to show Jen Madagascar? Jen wants to see it, so I don't see why we wouldn't. Where's my wife? She's in the house. Are we planning on catching up on the MCU shows? Maybe. Invincible, it's all on Patreon, but I did see that season 3 was coming out. All right, guys, let me take a look at this real quick. And whatnot. Filming some vlog stuff. I'm currently filming a live stream. This will also help kind of date this, like when this live stream is and when the video is actually posted. But just did a test run, and I like the way that it is. Somebody on the live stream actually suggested I bring the power down and do a couple of passes. So maybe 3 passes at 7.5% power. We go speed up to about 1200. Give this a go. Plus the laser just looks kind of cool, in my opinion. Switching to manual focus, so it doesn't go in and out. I saw one super chat here. Let me see here. Any DCA MU update? Yes, we were going to film one a couple days ago. We will be getting back into them. I am thinking, though, about making them just Patreon exclusives. They don't do all that well. They get claimed to hell. Like, anytime I do one, Warner Brothers claims it. So, not that would deter me from finishing it. Just, I'm like, well, maybe I'll just put it on Patreon. Because for one thing, the reaction itself can be longer since I upload it directly to that. But yes, it's not abandoned. It's not abandoned. We just got a lot on our plate like that we're trying to do. Dexter Original Sin, Arcane, Squid Game Season 2, trying to do 3 movies a week, filming with Matt. GalaxyCon in New Orleans, middle of July. Yeah. Yeah, we went to, I haven't been to GalaxyCon, but I would love to do that. No, we haven't watched iRobot yet, but that is on our list to do. All right, let me get this laser going, everyone. Make a cool looking table. Finish my table off. I've been working on this thing for too long. Finally got it finished. Frame it. Let's make sure we're good in the right spot. It's a little lower than I would like, but it'll do. All right, no going back at this point. Fire it up. All right, it's going. Safety first. Matt has seen Toy Story, yep. Guess I don't need it if I'm turning away. When are you going to show us your Lamborghini, but say your wall full of books is more important? That's funny. I forget the name of that guy that did that. What was his name? I don't know. I don't have a Lamborghini, man. I got a car payment. That's what I got. Join my Patreon. Help me with that. Massively appreciate all your content, the laughs, and your advanced understanding of film. It's given me a greater appreciation. Oh, very cool. You know, Jeremy, he hasn't been on the channel in a while, so it's weird that some of y'all may not know him. But we were doing a lot of the My Friend Watches together with Jeremy, and he just finished about a 15-minute short film called The Plunge about the secret world of underground pinball enthusiasts. And he sent it to me early. He's going to premiere it over at the at Pensacon here. I'll be at that. I'll be at that on Saturday, I think. Not on Valentine's Day, I don't for sure. But I will be at Pensacon in like a week or two, and probably at that the film festival. Jeremy runs the film festival there, so if you want to see, oh, my phone's coming out. But if you want to see me and Jeremy, but anyway, so he did that, and that's the first documentary type content that he's ever tried to make, and he kind of had a similar thing of like, if you've ever tried making a movie or anything even look cinematic or a documentary that is comparable to something that you would see on TV, and you try to do it, it does help you be less cynical about that kind of stuff, because it is very hard to make. For one thing, it's very hard to make a project, like finish it, just get it finished. It's another thing to make that project good, and I think the average viewer, like, it's just like consumption, judgment, that if you're actually like on the creative side instead of the critic side, you're a lot more forgiving, I guess, about a lot of that stuff. Even George Lucas even said, he was like, it's not so much about getting the movie made, it's getting the movie made under the circumstances. And if that's what they're talking at, like big budget stuff, like I can't control if it's raining and I wanted to film a scene on the beach and it be sunny. You have to finish the movie given the circumstances. So all that to say, glad to hear that. Matt should try Dragon Ball. I've tried, man. I've tried. I really want to watch the DBT movies. However, I can only find them in sub, not dub. I prefer the dub version, so I might find the movies in dub. I'll definitely watch them. I might watch GT if I have extra time. Yeah, so I enjoy pretty much all the Dragon Ball Z movies, like the original ones. I also grew up with them in the English dub. I have them on DVD. I think I have a couple on Blu-ray. They're also not very long. Movie might be generous. Some of them are like 50 minutes. Some are like 60. But I would recommend checking them out. There's a lot, so. Jurassic Rebirth. Yeah, we actually filmed a reaction to Final Destination Bloodlines, the trailer, and I just have not edited that. Have you watched any other anime? Yeah, Lincoln. I've watched Yu Yu Hakusho. I've watched Evangelion forever ago. It's been a long time. Don't ask me any questions. I watched a lot of Gundam, but nothing like super. Oh, Haibane Renmei. That's probably like the nichest anime I've watched. It's really good. I have not seen Attack on Titan. I've been holding off, hoping that we'll be able to react to it on the channel. Any plans for Invincible? We've done the first 2 seasons of Invincible on Patreon, so they're available there, and they're available for all the tiers too. Max, thank you so much for that super chat. Any plans for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Fall Guy, Furiosa, Wild Robot with Matt? We were going to do Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Matt really wants to watch Godzilla -1, so that's kind of the next on our list. We want to do the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie as well. Wild Robot, I don't know if we'll do with Matt, but I was talking about Jen doing it because I'm just curious about it. I've heard like it's super, super great. So, Wild Robot's definitely on my radar. Chainsaw Man, yeah, I've heard good things. Oh, Ninjago, I don't really consider that an anime, but Fox watches that. He sometimes at night. We let him watch like 20 minutes of TV as long as he's been good, at night. And Ninjago is his show of choice currently. Cars 2 will be out tomorrow. How's the laser going? Hopefully not burning down the house yet. You know what? I just watched, Jen and I, we just watched through all the Fast and Furious movies over the last couple nights. Not for reaction, we've already seen them, but we just watched them like casually because they're on Max. And in Final Destination 5, there's that death where she's like getting her cataracts fixed or something, where she's getting like laser eye surgery. And so that's what this reminds me of right now. And she's like freaking out and getting burned, and then her eye pops out and she jumps out the window or falls out the window and her eye pops out, So yeah, are all caught up. When's your next short film? Well, I mentioned earlier I tried crowdfunding one on Kickstarter. Today's the last day, but if that, it looks like that's probably not going to get funded. And if that's the case, I'll probably move on to the next thing. I want to give Tyler Adams a call and go over some ideas. I've been trying to get a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing off the ground for forever. We were motion capture. If you go back far enough, like several years, I mean, we did the whole thing, like how can we make the turtle look realistic in a real world environment? We're getting HDRIs, like we were doing all this stuff, and it's just so hard to do that. Like it's so time consuming, and all that VFX work would really fall on Tyler. I don't know if Devin can do like the motion capture kind of stuff. That's really his area of expertise. So like the entire thing would really fall on his shoulders as far as like the visual aspects of it. So that's a lot of work for him. We can't monetize a Turtles thing because it's copyrighted, it's a copyrighted characters. So we couldn't make any money on it. I can't, pay him thousands of dollars to do that. So that's why we're kind of in a lull. If we could crowdfund it, it'd be a different story, which we might end up doing. But again, I need to talk to him because I'm getting the itch again. I got to make something again soon. New Arcane should be soon. I have several people asking about it. They'll be soon on Patreon. I just do it for the love of it. Yeah, well, we do. Yeah. So, but we also I'm not a one-man band anymore. I have collaborators, and we just got to be able to make sure, even if it's just for fun, that we can justify the time spent doing that kind of thing. I just want to say Lincoln again. I just want to say you're one of my favorite YouTubers because of how down to earth and authentic you guys are, and I wanted to say that because so many people feel pressure to fit to what's popular. So thank you. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, we try to kind of stay out of controversial things. I mean, sometimes it gets brought up. My Christianity sometimes get brought up because I have the Pop Culture Christian channel, and a lot of people really hate that, and a lot of people are really supportive of it, but it's a divisive thing anyways. But that's probably the closest we get. We try to stay out of that on social anyway. We like for it to be a time where you can come in and join, just hang out with us and have fun in a world where everything is polarizing. Why are your eyes so tiny? You have to ask the good Lord Almighty that question. My son has my same eye shape too. They used to make fun of me in school. So you just said all that stuff about not being controversial, but no joke, this is true. I used to walk down the hallways and people would do this, do this to me, acting like I was Chinese, and they'd say Chinese things to me. So I'm offended that they're doing that, but also I'm not even Chinese and I'm offended. And they're walking around oh, hey, Holden, hey, oh, good one. So yeah, that's a little bit about my past. So they insult me and they insult the Chinese. Most excited, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Brave New World. Honestly, probably Fantastic Four, to be honest with you. I'm not familiar enough with the Thunderbolts. I know the characters from the MCU movies. Brave New World, I'm kind of drained from, I don't know, with that. I feel like Fantastic Four is something that will at least feel somewhat newish, different enough for me to be kind of into it. Are y'all going to play Halo 2 together? I'm surprised we're getting so many people asking that. Yeah, we are. We got kind of a lot of stuff on our plate right now as far as reaction stuff. The TV shows kill us. For a while, we were going to not do TV shows anymore because it takes so much time. 2 episodes of Dexter is a movie length, So we're doing Dexter, Original Sin, Squid Game, and we're going to release them all once they're all fully done, finished, edited. So that's just taking forever. And then we're doing Arcane on Patreon. Jen and you really needs to watch Brad Pitt movie Bullet Train. Right up her alley for the type of movie she likes. I saw the trailer for it. I'd be really interested in checking it out. Jason, thank you so much for that super chat, man. I appreciate that a lot. Really helping me out. How much research did you do on baby monitors before buying the Motorola monitor you showed in the pregnancy video? A lot. We did a lot of research on it. It's heavily encrypted. It was actually we had a viewer that actually got it off of our baby registry. I chose that one specifically. because we could watch it. It's heavily encrypted, and we can always watch them from our phone too. So that's a good one. I would recommend it. And Wi-Fi is not needed either, so it's not run on a Wi-Fi network. Also a selling point for me. I have never once thought about the shape of Holden's eyes. Thank you. As a Mexican American, yes, can you tell us what is your perfect burrito? Thank you for that super chat. I might use that $5 to go get one at my favorite restaurant, El Asador, on Davis Highway in Pensacola. We actually just had it the other night. It's the only place I can get authentic Mexican food from the homeland. My perfect burrito, I'd have to say maybe some pollo, queso, beans, some lettuce thrown in there. And now that's a controversial one. A lot of people don't like lettuce in burrito because lettuce is like cold and it gets mixed with the heat stuff. But if you can get a nice, good Mexican lettuce in there, that's a good time for me. Maybe a little cilantro, another controversial one. A lot of people don't like that one. But thank you so much for that question. And of course, an authentic tortilla wrap. So thank you so much, Parker. Nice Mexican name there, Parker. Why are you in the garage? Good question. You're a little late. I am doing a vlog on fixing my garage up. Just finished building this table, and I'm doing some laser engraving. Doing some laser engraving on the table I just finished. It's my last step in building this table, and doing some video, like a little bit of a time lapse. I'll show you my camera. Showing that, and so I figured I'd do a little Q&A and say hi. That's why I'm in here. Have I seen Doctor Who? I've seen a good bit of Doctor Who. So I stopped watching right at the Matt Smith stuff. So I watched pretty much what's the guy's name? Eccleston, something like that. I watched this season, and David Tennant I loved. There's not an episode in there that I really didn't like. Is that a 3D printer? That's 2 3D printers, my guy. That Creality one on the. That's my left, your right. I'll just go over here. This one was given as a sponsorship. I did a video all to it. Oh, let me show you this guy. Nobody else cares. But I printed this forever ago, and I just have to paint it. But it's Cthulhu. I don't know how good the lighting is. It's Cthulhu, and I printed a separate base that goes in there. And again, I got to paint it, but you can kind of see some of the features. But you take dice, and you roll them into his head there, and they come out here. So like if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, or even something like Monopoly, you have your little guy. And I was thinking about gluing this together, making it one piece, but I was thinking maybe it's better to have them separate. But I spray painted this, and I want to fine tune paint this guy, make him just give some, accentuate some of the texture on his arms and whatnot. But yeah, so I love 3D printing, and that's why one of the reasons probably the main reason I want this garage in order. I want to be able to park in here, and I want to be able to play in here. I got a lot of hobbies I like to do. I like to 3D print. I like to do some woodworking. You can see some of my stuff. This will all be in the vlog too. Like you'll see all my struggles with trying to get this stuff in order. I got my miter saw on the ground, which is why I built the table. I got all my tools just like out and about. I have no place to put them, which is why I made sure I had this bottom shelf here. Turning an old god into a dice tower has to be some kind of blasphemy. That's funny. Isn't this, what's his name? Lovecraft came up with him. Have you thought about bringing on an editor for help if you need it? I'd be willing to help out if needed. Yeah, actually, Devin is our primary editor. Devin and I kind of edit equally now. For a while, he was doing like 90% of them. Now we're about 50-50, I'd say. But yeah, I'm always, yes, I'm always looking for editors and stuff, so long as the price is right. Like, we have to kind of guesstimate how well we think a video will do, because I got to pay Devin, and we got to make sure that this is how we eat. So there's factors like that. Any car hobbies? No, that would be Prime. Make sure you check out Prime's channel. Have I ever used Plex before? I've heard of it. I think at one point I had used it. I don't remember why I stopped using it. Thank you again so much for being here. If you're wondering what's going on, I just built this table for a vlog. It's kind of a complimentary vlog to the our moving vlog that we did, because I started working on the garage in that vlog, but I never finished it. So wow, this dark is amazing. Yeah, well, I keep it, I want to keep it dark. I just need something to kind of, like, there are features in here that are getting lost in it because it's blending in. Have I heard of Hot Toys? Of course. Do I have any? No, they're really expensive. Do you think you would ever watch Doctor Who with Jen? Yeah, I don't see why not. I love the Twilight reaction videos, so funny. Has Matt seen them? Matt has seen them. I asked him. So yeah, that's what this project, that's what I'm doing today. I'm finishing this table. I'm gonna get it, oh, right in my eye. Right in my eye. That's why we wear these, folks. Oh, gosh. Ooh. All right, still good. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so once this is done, I'm going to organize the garage kind of where I want it to be. Didn't realize I'm not in the shop. I want to be able to park in here. I want to get all my tools like in a spot. I might have to make another one of something like this. And so I'm sponsored. They haven't actually reached back out to me because they sent me this stuff like 2 months ago, and it was really expensive. So they sent it to me for free, but the products themselves are fairly expensive. They sent me a projector and like a $1,200 screen, which is freaking cool, and I have nowhere to put it inside. But I was like, well, maybe I can put it in the garage here. And put it like on that wall. It's right about the same length. And I've got the projector up here. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. There's like an outlet up top for the garage door. I was like, that would be pretty freaking cool. And but they usually if they're sponsored, there's like a deadline. Like they'll be like, okay, you have to have the video up in like 30 days or whatever. And what if I just was like, it's like, yeah, that was weird, that laser. Anyway, I think I'm all right, guys. But there's like a deadline, but they have not reached back out. I'm gonna message them soon, be like, hey, just let y'all know, it's in my garage. I've not done it, but I am. No, I meant the German series called Dark. Yeah, that, woo, all right. No, I have heard of it. I've not seen it. Cobra Kai is ending next week. Timothy Mills, good to see you, buddy. I hope y'all get up to it by springtime. It's my favorite show, and I know you guys would love it. Yeah, it's my buddy Gus's favorite show, too. But I feel like before I show Jen Cobra Kai, I have to show her the Karate Kid movies, especially because there's a new Karate Kid coming out. Let's sell it. Oh, Timothy Mills, this is your first super on a live stream. Very cool, man. Well, thank you so much for that. Jen has not watched Dragon Ball Z, Hobbit reaction. I would love to do it. Jen and Natalie might do that one. They were talking about possibly doing that together. I've never seen Hans Zimmer in concert, but I would love to. Let's see the progress on our table here. Slow and steady. I put 3 passes on here. About 15 minutes left for it to finish, according to this. At least, maybe that's just the first pass. Usually it's like the whole thing. I'm wondering if this wood is it's a different type of wood than this, and I've done my coats on it. I'm really not actually seeing anything coming up here. We'll see, I might have to do another one. Severance, I've heard, is good. What camera and lens do you shoot your reactions on? It's the Sony a7S III, and I use this is I think a 24 to 70 millimeter G series lens. Love it. I also have a 16 to 35 millimeter lens for wide angles. Love that one too. Can't go wrong, and it's a little bit future proof too, which is why I chose that camera. Anthony Carlson, thank you for becoming a Harmony member. If you got an R2D2 from me, you're welcome. An R2D2, an R2, an RD-R2, Red Dead Redemption 2. You're welcome. Have you seen True Detective Season 1? No, I haven't, Gavin. Thank you for that super chat, by the way. Appreciate that a lot. Would you be interested in showing Matt The Whale before The Mummy? Would be so interested in hearing his thoughts on the main character's struggles. I'm not opposed to that. I've actually not, I still haven't seen The Whale. That's been on my list to do, because I love Brendan Fraser. Mastermind, thank you so much for that compliment. Have you been watching the channel 3 to 4 years? Love what you do, bring joy to my day. Well, thank you, bring joy to me for saying stuff like that. Appreciate that a lot. What are you making? This is a workbench, it's like 6 feet long-ish. About 6 feet. I just needed the space. I didn't want to go buy one for $600, so I built my own. And I needed some space for my tools, and that's why I have a bottom shelf there. I have a miter saw on the ground that I need like a home, so it's going to live on here. So yeah, that's what I built. And I'm just laser engraving my name into the top to make it a little more custom. I love what you and Jen are doing so far. Keep up the awesome work. Sending love and prayers for the whole Hardman family. Well, thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate that, man. How long did it snow last? Joyful Spirit, good to see you again. I'm so glad that you're still here after all this time. So it snowed the one day only, but the snow remained for probably about 4 days. And I told you they canceled school for like the week for that. And I actually had already started the garage vlog at the time, and which is what this video is. I got a camera over here. But I stopped that obviously for the snow and made that its own vlog. I've been enjoying doing the vlog thing. You know, I've actually been surprised that they've performed fairly, like, somewhat well for the channel too. So I was very surprised by that. Even like our moving vlog, the snow vlog, like they did well. So I'm going to be working on the garage regardless. So I was like, I might as well make a vlog out of that too. Can't wait to see you guys play through Halo 2. It's my favorite one. Yeah, I would love to do. And Jenna was getting a lot better too in Halo. Now, Enrique, how you don't, Holden? Today is my birthday. Would love a shout out from you. Have a great day. Well, Enrique, happy birthday, my friend. Glad to have you here. We have not seen Transformers 1. Joyful Spirit, yeah, it seems like the Kickstarter is not going to be funded. So I saw that too. I talked about it way earlier in this. To be honest, it was a large amount. And it was going to be like the most ambitious, like technically speaking, ambitious project we had done. I wanted to make sure that I paid our VFX guys. Devin would be one of them. Tyler would probably be another. I wanted to make sure I paid them what they were worth. You know, that's important to me. And you know, we had a Broadway actress come in, but you know, stranger things have happened. A lot of what I was doing was actually going to and like messaging a lot of the local churches in the area. I had like a meeting with one of them to talk about the project and try to kind of go more that route. And but just the fact that we raised or had pledged like $6,500 was crazy. And you know, nobody's going to get charged obviously because we didn't meet the goal. But stranger things have happened. I mean, we now that it's only been a month, and we've had more interest coming from like random places. So even if the Kickstarter fails, you know, we might get like a whale come in and be like, "Hey, saw what you were doing. Maybe I'll just fund it for you." You know. But if not, that's okay. We move on to the next one. It was always a long shot, and I know that, and I knew that going in. But thank you for keeping up with it. Appreciate that a lot. Retropop, been watching the channel for like 2 years. Love the content. Keep it up. I look forward to see what's coming up. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that a lot. Let's see here. Yeah, I might need to up the power here, because that is not coming through hardly at all. Thinking this is just a softer wood, so it's like not as it's not coming through as much. In about 9 minutes, it says. Oh, well, that's all right. If I just leave it there and don't touch it, I'll try again. I love Jen. I know Jen loves Punisher. React when we're done with Dexter Original Sin and Squid Game. We've been filming those. I haven't been releasing any reactions because we're gonna likely have them all edited prior to me even beginning to release them. Arcane's coming up. What am I making? What am I building? I built a table. I'm just laser engraving my last name into it. It's like the final piece of the table. But it's going to be part of a vlog that I'll be releasing probably in a few weeks, maybe even a month or so. Still got a lot of work to do in here. I got to finish painting. I got to caulk the edges, I want to actually lay some black epoxy on the actual floor itself. So there's quite a bit of work I still have to do in here. Holy cow, Holden owns multiple tools. I had no idea he was a handyman. Yeah, well, I'm learning. I'm still somewhat of a novice. But yeah, I've got my table saw, miter saw. I have my miter saw is on the ground. So that's one of the reasons I built this table, so I can actually put it up. He's real handy. But yeah, I'm a hobbyist. You know, videos used to be hobby, and now they're a living. But now now that's my living. I got to have other hobbies. You know, 3D printing is pretty up there too as far as hobbies go. I really enjoy doing that. Have you used your 3D printer to help with household things at all? Not really. It's mostly been toys and statues and things like that. But yeah. You live in Florida, right? You got to be cooking in that garage. No, because it's like in the 60s. I was looking for my phone. I'm freaking live streaming from it. But no, it's like in the 70s. It's not too bad. It will in the summer. I can never do this in the summer. Greetings from Morocco. Wow, I love your vlogs. You know what I would love is you making or buying youth stuff like Ben 10 or Jackie Chan Adventures. Watching or buying youth stuff like Ben 10 or Jackie Chan Adventures. Ben 10 was like right at the era where I was no longer watching Cartoon Network, but Jackie Chan Adventures I watched a lot of. Wu Agui Jing Fai Jing Sao. Yeah, I love all that stuff. I don't know if we'll do it on the channel, you know, but I do love Jackie Chan Adventures. I know Ben 10 has quite a following. I know there were some live action adaptations of it too. Like I did like 3 or 4 coats of polyurethane on this table. And I'm wondering if that's interfering with the laser at all. I don't know. How many movies do you watch weekly? We try to do around 3 or 4 a week on top of our TV shows we're doing. I appreciate owning my own garage and being able to play with my man toys. Yeah, because I own this garage, which is great. Well, actually, the bank owns it technically. But yeah, the fact that I can kind of do whatever I want, I'm sort of capitalizing on that. I want to make a nice garage. Yeah, probably should have engraved before finishing. It's going to take a lot to burn through that finish. You're probably right, as is evident here. But part of this project too, because I never built a table, so a lot you'll see in the vlog if you end up watching it. A lot of it is I made a lot of mistakes as I was working on it, and a lot of the stuff that I had made prior was like fixing things. Like if you watch the moving vlog, like things had broken, and then I was like, well, I can make that, and you know, sand it and coat it and stain it and whatever, and like to replace it. But this is the first like a piece of furniture that like I want to be able to use is this table. So that's a good lesson, you know. If I should have done the laser engraving prior to doing a finishing coat on it. But we'll see. If that doesn't go through, I'm just going to leave it. I'll probably crank up the power and let it go through again. Been there, been woodworking for more than a decade. There's a lot of learning curve. You'll see. I'm pretty good about like leaving my mistakes even in the vlog, and you'll see like I made several mistakes throughout the whole thing. It's functional, it works, and I think like at first glance, and this is true for filming as well too. I couldn't help but like relate a lot of it to filming. Well, number one is that when it comes to both filming and like woodworking or anything like that, the best thing the best advice is like just do it. You know, just get started. Film something. Film a scene. You know, film 2 characters talking. Something extremely basic before you even worry about ISO or your f-stop or you know white balance, anything like that. Same thing kind of this. Like I had a blueprint that I followed. I modified it a little bit only because like I wanted a little extra support, so I probably over-engineered it a little bit. But like as I'm like making errors throughout, just correcting it, I got a little disheartened as I was working on it because I was like, this is just not turning out the way that I was wanting it. Why is it that when I watch a lot of tutorials, like woodworking tutorials on YouTube, and I was like, why is it that when they do it, it looks so easy and it's like perfect, and then I try to do the exact same thing and it's not, and you know that gets frustrating. And but just like with filming and woodworking, you're going to notice your own mistakes in it, probably way greater than anyone else will. Like even if there's like something that's not just perfect, I know that there's like 8,000 things that I wish had gone differently with this, but just upon looking at it, you probably wouldn't feel that way. Same thing with video. You can be kind of hypercritical of your own work, and other people, even if they are critical, are probably not picking up on all the things that you do. But it's so important just to do it, just to get started and make it. So I'd rather make it be somebody that contributes something or is trying to hone a skill than just be like, you know what, it's too difficult, I'm not even going to attempt it because I'll fail. Yeah, Dave, yeah, absolutely. I have several things I've made that I can see all the problems with, but everyone else says they look great. Yeah, same thing. And I'm hypercritical of my own work, both in film and my videos and anything like this. But it's all a learning curve. So now I'll know for next time. There's several things. If I were to remake this table, I'd make it probably twice as fast and twice as good. But I mean, even something as simple as like, hey, make sure if I'm going to laser engrave, do it before I do my coat of polyurethane. What's up, Robot Butter? We're always our own worst critics. Yeah, it's people that aren't their own worst critics, like people who think like everything they do, like everything they touch turns to gold. Those are people I have no interest in spending time with. I just have no. I'm probably too hypercritical. I think that's probably fair to say. I think there's a good balance of like being aware of like your own shortcomings and things you can improve on without totally tearing yourself down. That's an area that I have to work on. But some people who are just like, oh yeah, dude, I built this in 3 minutes, no, first time, first try, And I think it's discouraging for a lot of people who want to start because they're so used to people being like, like not struggling with things. And then here I am just like, why won't this fit right? So I think I'm a good, like I don't get analysis paralysis. I do, I act. And even if it's not the way that I want it to go. Hey, look at that, good timing. And I can't see hardly anything. So that's cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to move anything. I can actually see where it was like taking off that layer. But we're going to increase power. 12.5%. You know what? I don't want to go too high. We'll go to 10% power, speed 9. We're going to do 2 passes. Let's begin. Where's my actual main shooter camera? These things are going for too long. Sorry, I know you can't see me right now. I'm getting my other camera kind of set. I'm going to do a time lapse here. Whew. All right. Holden, listen, bro. Thank you for that super chat. I think with all the content you guys have reacted to, Jen is ready for DBZ. We'd love to see it. Funimation dub with Bruce Falconer. It's the only way to do it. That's my preferred way is to watch with the Falconer dub. That's just me. I know a lot of people are really into Dragon Ball Z Kai, which I get. I've seen it. I just cannot stand the score. I can't do the. If you watch Goku's Super Saiyan transformation in the original Japanese versus the Falconer score, it's night and freaking day. I just can't do it. I know it's not all him, but just like the American music is just superior. And that's a hot take, and it's really one of the few times that I'll hold that opinion, where I'm like, actually, I think the US version score is better than the traditional Japanese, but Dragon Ball Z is that exception. You also watch the Friday series. Yeah, Matt has been wanting me to do that a lot. Am I going to watch the Super Bowl? Was not planning on it. I've gone to Super Bowl parties before, and nothing against football, but I just have no dog in the fight. I don't know about the Chiefs. The only thing I know about the Eagles is that there was a movie with Mark Wahlberg where he played like a quarterback, and he was like 40 or something. They were like, this guy's too old to be a quarterback, and he's like, I'll show you. I'm inspirational. That's what I remember of that. So maybe the Eagles, I guess. We have not watched RRR yet. Love the content from Wales. Well, I love you from the United States of America. Shrek 4, please. Yeah, we will. We will. Hooray for sports ball team. Go sports. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and nothing against it. It's one. If anything, it's one of those things that brings the nerd and the jock kind of in an understanding of fandom. Because nerds will dress up in like cosplay and go to conventions, but jocks dress up as like in jerseys and sports memorabilia. And just like us with the actors and the produced people who actually make the content, they don't know who we are. And the professional football players have no idea who those guys are. And they'll paint their faces, they'll do the whole thing. So we get each other. We're more alike than we are different. That's usually the truth. Would you rather be asked a question about the sequel trilogy or tariffs? Let's go with the sequel trilogies. We'll keep the tariffs off the channel for now. Oh. Can we hear you speak Spanish, Senor Holden? Of course. What would you like me to say? ¿Por qué Dios? Yeah, if you watch the video. Okay. There you go. How dare you? I'm a sports enthusiast and you just abused me. How dare you? Bro got in so much trouble he's streaming from the garage. No. I'm praying for you. No, I'm filming a vlog in here. I'm doing a garage, I'm making the garage like a man cave area so I can work on woodworking projects and 3D printing and want to be able to park in here. And I was just doing a live stream while I was working on that, and I haven't even worked on that. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Where's the library? That's very good. You gotta know that. ¿Dónde está el baño? ¿Dónde está el baño? Yeah, you gotta know all that stuff. Whatever you want, Chief. There you go. ¿Dónde está el baño? Holden, I know I'm older, but please adopt me. Got too many kids right now as it is, man. Can't do it. Can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I've not seen Transformers 1. I'm actually surprised so many people have been wanting us to watch that because it bombed in the box office. Nobody saw it. We should watch the movie Dinosaur, Alvin and the Chipmunks trilogy. The movie Dinosaur I actually liked a lot. And it wasn't until later that I realized that like it wasn't as big a deal. I think it was Tarzan, I think it was like the Tarzan VHS tape. There was either a trailer or like the first 5 minutes of the Dinosaur 2000 movie. And I remember thinking like, this is so realistic. And it really is. Like, I think they filmed a lot of like practical plates and stuff. Hang on a second. I got a text. So you're gonna have to look at me read this. Sorry guys, sorry. Okay. Any chance you would watch scary movies or Vampire Sucks? We were thinking about doing Vampire Sucks so we finished the Twilight stuff. Let me see how this is going. Hopefully this is coming through a little bit better. Still struggling. You know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Next time I'll know. How's the 3D printing come along? You're a little late to the stream. It's coming along great. I actually had to reset the firmware on the one closest to me because I tried to update it and it errored out. It's not even responding hardly at all anymore. But the other one over there is working great. I actually had some customizations on it. I put in my own track and replaced some of the things, so like the technical things. Yeah, I love it. It's great. All right, well, I actually gotta start I came in here to work on the garage. I got a joke for you. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 was a registered 6 offender. Good one. That's good. Solid. I want Jen Holden to watch a wrestling show, like Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. I think they would have fun with it. I think so too. We watched the documentary Mr. McMahon, and I got really interested in it at that point. And I know Jeremy is like a big fan of wrestling. He's done a couple videos, I think, on his channel talking about it recently. And so I would give it a shot. I would give it a shot for sure. I didn't know that there were like storylines in them. I didn't know that there was like that. I don't know the word, like that planned, or that involved. Hang on. Whatnot. Okay. Wrestling is a long-running soap opera. Yeah, that's what I hear. There was a South Park episode that kind of made fun of that, but I didn't realize how accurate it was. Any updates on Arcane episode 4 of season 2? Yes, we will have it done soon. Sorry for the delay. There were a couple days this week we were supposed to get some filming done that got blocked off. All right. Well, let me bring you guys around. I'll actually show you around here. I'm gonna put these on because I got my laser going. Let me pop this off here. Yeah. Flip the camera around. All right. That's what we're working with. You can kind of see my laser engraver here. If you're joining a little late, yeah, it's not really showing up all that hot. I think it's because I put the polyurethane on too early. But so I built this table. You can tell one of the legs is a little crooked, according to Jen. That one's a little crooked. This was a first piece of furniture I built, and I just needed something. I'd rather have spent money on the materials instead of spending $500, $600 on a workbench. I stained the legs black, gave it this little red touch there, and they're all on wheels, casters, so they can roll around or be locked. And it's you can't tell now, but it was looking better before. But I want to be able to park in here. Oh yeah, see, and I got under there. There's a couple of supports and whatnot. Yeah, perfectly usable. I think so too. And again, I think I over-engineered it. Like in the original designs, there was like it was a little bit wider, but they were using MDF, and I wanted to use something like this. So it's like a little higher quality wood, which costs a little more. I did that for that and the shelf underneath. But it was wider, and I couldn't find a piece of wood like at Lowe's that was the length. So it's actually a little bit shorter, but it's still like pretty good width. I think perfectly fine for me. And I was actually thinking that if it was any longer, it would have affected me being able to park in here. Not as much room, but I'm thinking this will go against. I can't decide if I want to get that wall or that wall. But I'm waiting for this laser to finish so I can get started and get the garage, start getting the garage in order. YouTube not sending me a notification. Yeah, that sounds that's YouTube. MDF is awful in high humidity, in my opinion. Yeah, see, and so I went to Lowe's, and again, I'm learning too. There's a lot of this that I'm learning. But I went to Lowe's and because the blueprints I was following said MDF, and I was looking at it, and it was bristling apart, and I was like, is this really what people use? And so I just found a higher quality wood. I guess this is meant for actual furniture, and I cut it to size, length and width, using my table saw with Matt's help, so you'll actually get to see that in the vlog when it's done. And did some sandings of it. I did a couple coats of polyurethane, let it dry overnight, which I didn't even need to let it go overnight, but after 3 or 4 hours, you can kind of sand it again, do another coat. I only did one thing of stain for the bottom because the top was my priority. I wanted it to just feel nice. And also it's a learning experience too, because even though it's a workbench and that's really probably not necessary, whenever I do end up making something else, I'll at least have the experience of working on that, if that makes sense. What kind of wood do I prefer? I'm learning still. So the wood that they recommended in that build was just some 2x4. This is pressure treated 2x4, and this is 2x6. I want to say 2x6. So I got a handful of 2x4x8, I think, and then cut those to size for like this stuff. So this is just 2x4, but that's pressure treated construction lumber, and I'm not entirely sure what the top and the shelf is, but it wasn't too expensive. So I got 2 of them, and I cut them to different sizes. I wonder if I have any of the pieces remaining. I don't think so. I don't know where they went. So I'm not sure. But right now I'm using some like fairly cheap-ish wood, and I think like construction lumber is like a good thing for like a garage workbench. So we'll see. Have you seen the new Jurassic World trailer? I have not. Start with a workbench, end with a grand piano, yeah. I want to be like you when I grow up, Holden. I'm not even grown up yet, man. But I appreciate it. That's very kind of you to say. Doing my best. You know, in that movie, Chronicle, remember we recently rewatched it with Matt? The guy says like a bygone gym moment for me, I thought, so I'm getting this thing back up on here, I thought was when he says, I'm not the best at everything, I just do my best at everything. And I really related to that because that's exactly how I feel. I just do my best in anything I try, and so oftentimes I'll fail. I failed a lot with this, and you'll see in the vlog, like I get discouraged and stuff, but I do action. I'm a doer, you know. So always do your best at everything. I think our culture kind of is against that. It's like minimum wage, minimum work, and I don't share that mentality. I understand the mentality. I totally get it. Not even saying you're wrong for feeling that way, but just as far as like my character goes, I believe in doing your best at everything that you do. Like if I'm going to, and I'm speaking from experience too, like if I'm going to be cleaning, if I'm going to be working at fast food, I want to be the best. If I'm mopping the floors, I want to be the best floor mopper. And that's just a mentality I don't think is really celebrated or like cared about in our culture. It's very much like, I'll do the bare minimum to get by. And I just don't share that, and I don't really, the people I surround myself with don't really share that. That's an MLK quote. It might be. I actually don't know. But I share that mentality. There's a Christian aspect to that too, and everything you do to the glory of God. That's religious, but a lot of people don't like the religious aspect. But that mentality of everything I do, I want to do fully, as best I can. And anyway, will you ever get Matt to play D&D or watch the latest D&D movie? Maybe, I don't know. D&D is fun. I would love to get Jen to try it out. I think that would be a lot of fun to do. Holden, were you sad to see the Batman Part 2 delayed by another year? No. Yes and no. Yes, I was, because I would really love to see it, but I'm hoping that with that additional time and with them like structuring out how they want the new DC movie to be, that it'll be worth the wait. As long as it's worth the wait, I'm fine with it being like delayed. It's only when like it's a long time and the movie isn't very good. Will we ever watch Scream movies? We've seen them. We've seen them all. So maybe with Matt. Will we be doing the Halo 2 series? I would like to. That's part of the plan. Let me see this. I'm getting a little discouraged by this. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like I had somebody said earlier that I probably should have done the laser engraving prior to me finishing it, and it's just not turning out well at all. It's actually pretty bad. It's like almost unrecognizable. So that might just be a blemish on the board, but that's okay. It's a lesson learned. I don't think they feel they should do the bare minimum. I think they feel that they are being undervalued and don't want to continue being undervalued. I totally understand. Totally get it. Totally get that perspective. So I'm not even discounting it, discounting the feeling. I just know for me, in life, people are going to undervalue everything you do. Even if they are paying you more, there's always going to be room for like, well, you're paying me more, but so-and-so is getting paid more than I do, and I'm doing more than that person. So I think it's just a slippery slope. And I totally get it. I totally understand. But that's just my mentality. Whether I'm being paid a lot or a little, I'm going to do my best, period. And there's a sense of vulnerability to that, because I think when people do their best and they're still not as good as someone else, or they don't realize how difficult it is and they begin to fail, I think that it can be very demoralizing. So I think it's just easier for people to not, and I'm not talking about necessarily employment, I'm just talking about in anything that you do, that it's easier to not risk risk embarrassing yourself or risk failure. And I think that's why a lot of people don't even bother. You know, they'd rather even criticize others for trying. Like, look at this idiot who's trying to lose weight and he's going on runs and stuff. What a moron, you know. I keep running by, you know. They'll even like make fun of them, but the reality is like that person is a doer and you're sitting there doing nothing. You know, you're what are you adding? You know. Holden, if the books I'm writing ever get adapted into movies, would you like to be brought on board to work on them? I'll honestly work on any movie at this point. Any work, any film. I'm trying to do like local commercials at this point. I'm like, I got the itch. I just want to create stuff. And not only that, but I want to bring on my people too. Like I want to bring Devin in to work on VFX with me and him, kind of a rising tide raises all boats situation. If I can get work, then I can bring Devin in to get work. And if I, you know, depending on what we can do, I can bring in Tyler, who's a great VFX artist as well. That would be ultimately great. Have I ever seen the timeline? No, I have not. Will we do any more car movie reactions? Well, we're doing Cars 2 tomorrow. Oh, will you continue to watch the DC AMU movies? Yes, we will. We will. We talked about that a little bit earlier on the live stream as well. Napoleon Dynamite is funny because I was just watching some Napoleon Dynamite clips today that were pretty great. That's a great mindset. I feel like I feel like I'm cheating in life sometimes, imposter syndrome, because the mindset gets recognized very quickly and gets you far. Yeah, I have a little bit of that imposter syndrome as well. I'm surprised sometimes, like if I go to a convention and people will recognize me, it's still a very like surprise, like, do I deserve it? You know, we watch movies, you know, for a living, and you know, and there's effort that goes into that. It's not just that. We have to edit them, that we have to work with the YouTube algorithm. Everything we do is not, I don't want to say planned, but there's a system to it. And but yeah, like people, I get that a little bit too. I totally get that. And it also just makes you like, it makes you more likable. I think that you care and you can empathize with people, because you're like, I know what it feels like to really care about something and fail. You know, I know how that feels like, and it's a very relatable feeling. And it also helps put a block between people that you don't need in your life. If people are just like, do the bare minimum, who cares? They never never put any effort into anything. I don't really want to be around that kind of person. Matt's not like that. Matt's just, you know, we have different interests, but Matt's like, I'm a workout guy. I care about my business, care about my clients, and he's a doer, you know, and I want to be around that type of people. It helps me to not shift out. I'm pessimistic enough without having to surround myself with people who are pessimistic all the time. I've not seen Attack on Titan, but it is on our list to do. Any advice for someone who struggles watching modern movies? I'm burnt out on superhero movies, have been since Avengers 1. No, I mean, I agree. Not that I agree, because I like a lot of the Marvel movies, especially Phase 3. But I understand the sentiment. I think that TV is honestly probably beating out movies in a lot of ways. Like, it's more common now to find like a good TV show on Netflix or Max or something than like risking for a movie that may or may not be all that great. So there's a lot of people that were even suggesting TV shows on here. So I would say probably TV shows. I'd go that route. If you haven't seen Dexter, I mean, that'll keep you busy for a while. Breaking Bad, keep you busy for a while. But I get it. And a lot of TV shows, especially that are produced by streaming services, feel more cinematic in general anyways. Joker 2. Yeah, we've been wanting to do Joker 2. I couldn't decide if I wanted to do it with Jen or with Matt, or if we wanted to try and do it all together. You're going to check out Nosferatu. I am very curious because I saw SpongeBob back in the day. Which Rocky movie is my favorite? I remember liking the first one because it's a classic, but I think I really liked Rocky 2. That's where he beats Apollo, I believe. He loses in the first one, but he goes the distance. I remember really liking that one. And then I can't remember all the details about 3, but I think the first 2 are like my top 2. With the exception of maybe a couple of like scenes here or there, like that scene in Rocky Balboa where he's like, you used to fit in my hand right here.
You know, I used to think that's going to be the best kid in the whole world. And then you let someone stick a finger in your mouth, a finger in your face, and tell you you're no good. You know, you got to get it up, back up. That's how winning is done. That's basically what I've been saying in this in this live stream, anyways. You got to get back up. Look, that's how you got to be willing to take the hits. So that was a great scene. You know, probably one of the best scenes in the whole franchise. Did you know the screenwriter for the Twilight movies also created the Dexter TV show? Philip, what's his name? Philip something or other. I didn't know that. If that's true, I'll have to look into. I have to verify that. Reaction to King Kong, 1933. Oh, I mentioned that earlier that Matt wants to watch Godzilla -1. So we might do the original Godzilla before we do that one. I think that would be cool. We're doing good. Thank you, Joe Johnson. I'm more excited for Superman than Jurassic World currently. Will we ever react to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Maybe. We put it on polls in the past for like TV shows. We kind of have our hands full with TV shows currently, but I'd be willing to give it a shot again. I remember when it was airing on TV, and I remember being kind of underwhelmed. It felt very like CW-ish to me, but people say, get through the first season or whatever. But yeah. Almost done with this. So Godzilla -1 I was blown away with. What's up, man? JT, how's it going, man? Big fan, appreciate that. Jen actually wants to watch Venom Let There Be The Last Dance, so maybe we'll be doing that in the nearest future. More excited for Fantastic Four or Superman? That's a good question. Maybe Superman by just a smidge. I love the Fantastic Four. I love the trailer, but I love the Man of Steel. I'm excited to see kind of a back to roots, good old American boy kind of what do you call it? Boy Scout type superhero and a little lighter. I want it to be good. A lot of people were really criticizing our teaser trailer reaction. Like, this is a teaser, not a full trailer, you idiot. And I'm just like, I know, I'm still giving my thoughts. But I'm excited for Superman. I love Superman. I want to see that done well. And so I'm probably a little bit more excited for Superman. I dug Man of Steel though, yeah, better than Returns. I'm one of the few people, I guess, that liked Superman Returns. I liked Brandon Routh. I got to see him at Fan Expo like a month ago. That was really freaking cool. So I liked Brandon Routh as Superman. I didn't see any of the CW stuff that he did kind of after that, but I love Henry Cavill too. So I've yet to see a Superman I really didn't like. Personally, very excited for both. Yeah, that's a cheat answer. You asked which one I preferred. I'm of course very excited for both. Not seen Jurassic World trailer yet, no. Thoughts on rewatching Twilight while sober? Not going to do it. DC is in good hands with James Gunn, I think. I'm cautiously optimistic with James Gunn. Oh, hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
You gonna come in? You can come in. You got Jen.
I gotta go.
Oh, you're going? Okay. Let me say bye to my wife real quick. I'll be right back. Careful of this. It's on a time lapse, so we can't move it. Just saying hi.
Hi everyone.
Careful,
Hi
Liz.
everyone.
That can burn you and kill your retinas.
Oh, goody.
You gotta wear glasses.
Okay.
All right.
Love you.
Love you. I love you.
Love you.
Hi, Jen. Bye, Jen. Yep. Okay. Anyway, let's see how we're going with this. About 2 minutes, this will be done. I'll show you, I'll try to bring it in and show you kind of the way it's looking. So this is a different pass. I increased the power a little bit and slowed the speed down. It's coming through finally. I think I'm going to have to crank that power up because there's like one band of the wood where it's just not cutting through. Arroz con pollo. What's my favorite Mexican food? Quesadillas. Where are kids? Both animal and human kids at school. Animals are in there stinking up my living room. Favorite Superman actor? Can't go wrong with Christopher Reeve, obviously. I really like Ralph. I know that's a controversial one. I really like Ralph. I have not seen enough of the Superman and Lois Superman, but everything I've seen, like clips that I've just seen him in, he seemed pretty good. So Ralph, and then probably Henry Cavill. Cavill has had more like screen time, obviously, than Ralph, and you know his movies were pretty revolutionary at the time. So I could see some people being like, Cavill is the obvious choice for like the modern Superman. But I just love Ralph, man. Every time I go back to watching his movies, I'm just like, man, I really like him a lot. I don't know what it is. Do I consider the dogs my children as well? No. No. Let me put it this way. This is a thought experiment for you. If my child hit the dog, I would discipline my child. If my dog bit my child, I would put the dog down. Oh, you're not gonna like that one. Be cool, everyone. Be cool. I'm being mostly facetious, mostly, but you can see where there's a big divide between my child and the dog. A lot of people don't like that one. All right, okay, this is done. Let's take a look. Okay. So you can see that so I just increased the power, but there's that band right there that's just not coming through. I don't know why. It's just it's extremely durable, I guess. But I feel like I can't leave it at that. I'm about to receive a Battinson beatdown. So what we got here? Just make sure there's nothing on here that you guys will get me in trouble with. Let's boost our power. Boost our speed. So the test one I did was actually starting to burn through around this power. And this seems to be much more durable, so I'm gonna risk going higher. Could try sanding it, then repoly after. Maybe. I'm gonna try one more like this because it should just cut through if it's good and like strong enough. But we'll give it a go. This is actually so I've been doing this since I've been on the live stream for an hour and 17 minutes, and my whole purpose was to come in here and organize the garage. But I need this table to do it. But I can't move this because if I move that, I ruin the alignment, and then I'm stuck with this faded. Looks like somebody was trying to remove a tattoo off their body. So I got to get it done now. Let's go again. Increase power. We'll see if that'll do it. Everyone says Keaton, but who's your favorite Batman? Honestly, another controversial one in the 2025. I love Christian Bale. Loved him as Batman. I don't mind the gravelly voice. Doesn't bother me. And I think a lot of the times, like people are people overdo their imitations of him. But if you actually watch the movie, it's not nearly as like dramatic as people are imitating him to be. Batfleck was really, really great, but I don't think we got enough we needed a Batfleck movie, I think, prior, because he's like a cool Batman, but I don't really know him. You know what I mean? Thought he was gonna say Kilmer. Kilmer was I didn't really like Kilmer. He was pretty stiff, and not in like the good, like brooding way. Favorite Hulk? I do like Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, but I think there was like a savagery in the Edward Norton Hulk, like the first movie, that I don't think that they've really recaptured all that great. There was a little bit in like Age of Ultron when Hulk becomes he gets, what do they do? Wanda did that spell thing on him and he goes kind of crazy. I enjoyed all that, but I really like the Hulk in Edward Norton. Eric Bana was cool, and honestly, I'm overdue for a rewatch. I played the Hulk game on the channel, and did like a video I didn't do like a whole playthrough, but I did like a video review of the game, and I was like, maybe I could do some video reviews. Well, I wonder if people will like that. Nobody cared. But I did one on the channel forever ago, and I loved that. I played that game. It was one of the few games I had like when I was in that 2005 time, and I loved it. I played it over and over and over again. Okay, well, let's see, guys. I gotta not waste all this time. Anything y'all want to see in here? Let me know. I'll give you another tour. Currently watching the 60s Batman show. Very cool. Not as corny as I thought it was going to be, but it's cheesy. Actually, a lot of fun to watch. I actually haven't seen all the 60s Batman stuff. Who do you prefer, Spidey or Cap? Probably Spider-Man. I love Cap too, but Spider-Man is he's my guy. Eric Bana is my favorite Hulk. Yeah, he's a good Hulk. Also, if you go back and watch that movie, Ang Lee directed it, I think. I'm pretty sure. And but this, it's such a unique style because they did like a lot of like split screens like throughout to like show different things. I remember the ending feeling kind of lackluster. I don't remember it hardly at all, but I remember he was like fighting the other Hulk guy, and there's something about clouds or something they were fighting. I don't remember. It was also probably too long for the time as well, for the era. I did play Spider-Man 2 and I did like it. I smell smoke. We have not seen the rest of the Jessica Jones on our own. How are you liking the new house? Just recently watched your moving vlog. Well, thank you. Yeah, we're in my garage now. I'm trying to finish. This is sort of an addendum to that vlog. I built my table. I'm trying to get it all in order. I want to get it painted. There's quite a bit of stuff I want to do in here. And I got to wait for this to finish engraving before I can actually get to it. Have you seen Ready Player One? Yeah, we just did a video for it. Have you watched the Kick-Ass movies? Yes, I have. We got to react to those on the channel too. You did 2003 Daredevil, but the director's cut is so much superior. Yeah, I'll probably watch that at some point on my own. I still need to watch the Superman documentary that just came out not too long ago. My brother is a massive Spider-Man fan, but not on any social media. Probably for the best. Social media is not, it kind of sucks. Not trying to get into your business. For how much did the engraver cost? So I've had this one for a couple of years now. I use it primarily to like make little signs like this, but I don't remember it costing too much. Maybe 200 bucks at the most. It wouldn't have been any more than that. It's not like a super high-end one, and I don't use it enough to warrant me getting a super high-end one. But it was under 200 bucks, I think. And again, I've had it for forever. I did not read the book for Ready Player One. How you watch Twilight movies. I love watching them with you guys. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, we just finished them finally. Cool, thanks. Just got into wood and epoxy stuff. I want a 3D printer. Yeah, so there was a video I was doing about a year ago. I was making a Star Wars epoxy table. And I got to the point where I had finished the tabletop, but it was my first time working with epoxy. I don't know what I'm doing. I still don't really. But I submerged the VHS tapes into the table and put the clear epoxy on top of it, and bubbles were like stuck in the casing. And I put some action figures and stuff in there, like between the so there's like a bunch of action figures and then like the original trilogy VHS tapes in there. And I think the temperature was off as well, and I was using a heat gun to try and get the bubbles off the surface, but bubbles kept like rising up, and I would try and get them out, and it just became a really frustrating thing. I overheated the epoxy because I went over with the heat gun way too many times. I ruined it, and I held on to it for a while. Ended up just getting rid of it because it was non-salvageable. But I'm planning to do it again. I was filming that as like a vlog too, and nothing came of it so far. But I have a bunch. I don't know if you can tell from here, but under that black table, it's about like 6 gallons of epoxy and an epoxy mix, like an A and part B. and some polish and some other stuff to put on top of it. So it's an expensive hobby. That's why I can't like make many mistakes with it, because that actually is really expensive. So what I have now is probably what I'm going to be having until like I'm done with it. So I got to be very careful when I attempt again. Holden, I have that storytelling channel where I named a character after you in one episode. Just finished season 1, called Adam's Lost Journal. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that a lot. If I get a chance to check it out, I will, buddy. I appreciate that. Very cool. Yeah, Holden's not a super unique name. People are always like, you know, we joke about how people are like, Holden? What are you holding, Holden? Like I haven't heard that my entire life. But thank you so much for that super chat, man. I appreciate that a lot. You gotta be careful breathing all that stuff. Isn't it toxic? What stuff? Oh, the epoxy? Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. But I got this bad boy. I was gonna say the wood. That's just is wood. But I got when I sand it, especially, it's when I wear this stuff and I kind of deck out, get my PPE on. Sneak peek for upcoming future reactions, Andy. Yeah, for you, anything, buddy. Yeah, so we just filmed the Iron Giant. We filmed that yesterday, and what will be to come will be. We were going to film more yesterday, but we ended up not being able to. But after that will probably be Godzilla -1, and then the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie as well. There's going to be a Ready Player 2 movie in development for 2026, maybe 2027. That would be sweet. Figured you'd show Matt the Iron Giant after Ready Player 1. Yeah, and it's not too long of a movie either. So I know it's a spoiler, but tell me Matt liked the Iron Giant. You'll have to wait and see. I'll have to wait and see. Whew. All right. Well, I'm definitely smelling some smoke coming out this one. This is just having a real hard time cutting through that wood. This one, this little fake piece, was no problem. We want a group reaction like before. Well, a lot of it comes down to scheduling, really. We want to do Sinister with Matt. So Jen, Savannah, and I were watching Sinister a couple weeks ago. Jen really wanted to see it. We were doing it off channel just for fun. And Jen fell asleep like in the first 15 minutes. So, and Matt is like scared of scary movies. So it was like perfect time for us to do a scary movie with Matt. I think would be really, really funny. So we're trying to do that one together. And I don't know how well that would do, like Sinister, which is one of the reasons we decided to just do it for fun anyways. All right, guys, I gotta start cleaning this stuff up. So I'll keep working on this. It'll be in the vlog. It's a vlog about me fixing up the garage and making it, you know, cool. I don't know the best way to say it. But I got a lot of work to do, and I need this table to be done. But I'll probably sign off now because I got to do a bunch of work on the trim, and got to do some caulking and prepping it for paint and getting everything kind of in order. And I've been hour and a half in here. I haven't done a thing except hang out with you guys. So any last minute comments or anything, I'll give you a couple minutes to type any last minute questions or things, and I'll get to moving. Gotta stop procrastinating. That's right, Spider Bat fan. Good luck, Holden. Hope the burns come out well for you. Thank you. That's why context matters. Yes. Nice cock. Yeah, I've heard that before. Very funny. My favorite Marvel character is pre-retcon Beyonder. MCU will never do it right. They just destroyed Gore. Stop watching MCU after that. Yeah, Gore the Destroyer, the God Destroyer. Yeah. I hear you. Would you play through the Arkham games with Jen? That would be a big time commitment. That's one of our issues with like trying to do games like Fallout, or any games that take that long. Halo we can do in like levels that we can transfer into. This level is video number 1. Level 2 is video number 2. It's easier to do that with something like Halo than it is a Fallout. Hope you have a good day. Thank you so much, George. You're gonna watch Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Maybe. It's not really on our immediate list. We got some other things that we're gonna be doing. Got to see the happening reaction with Matt would be hilarious. Jen's actually seen it, so it would have to be with Matt if we do it. Battlefront 2 campaign, that might be a good idea. Jen's watched me play. I play a lot of Battlefront 2. It's kind of a guilty pleasure thing I still do. I just do kind of the, what do they call it, the co-op capture the flag kind of thing. You take over the command post. But I just downloaded the Fallout DLCs. I was like, screw it. So I've been playing through Nuka-Cola, the Nuka World one. Wild how much I watched you during COVID when I found the channel. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. Yeah, it doesn't feel like COVID was all that long ago, but it was. It was like 5 years ago now. How many hours it takes to finish work you are on? I'm not sure what you mean. If you mean the table, it took me quite a few hours. If we're talking about videos, general rule of thumb, it takes about 3 times the length of the movie to edit the video. So if a 2-hour long movie will take, what, 6 hours to edit to completion. Yeah, Battlefront 2 is a lot of fun. All right, guys, I'll probably go ahead and sign off here. That's about it for me for now. I appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate all you guys hanging out with me. I'm going to get this garage in order. Be on the lookout for the vlog, because that'll be a fun one. You can see me get frustrated building this. Matt's in it. He helped me with some of it. And, I got a lot more work to do. You can see the full completion at that point. But that's it for now, everyone. I appreciate it. Good night. Nadish Kumar, good seeing you. Tuna Sandwich. Sorry you're coming in late, I guess, but I'll see you later. That's it for now, everyone. All right, I'll catch you next time. Yeah, look for that Hulk video. It's an oldie but goodie. All right, take care.